This is Smallzy surgery.
Oh, and a quick one. Reece Witherspoon. Tonight, she's defending. Has everyone seen? I don't know if you've seen this viral trend that's going around TikTok where people. It's so cold in the USA at the moment, and there's been these mad snowstorms. People have been making iced coffees with the snow that has fallen on their car overnight. And so Reece Witherspoon, she made this iced coffee using the snow on her car and the ground and a coffee syrup, and now people are dragging her saying you shouldn't be eating things off the ground. She's clapped back saying, everyone needs to calm down. I used to drink water from a hose when I was a kid. What's the problem? I agree. Everyone needs to calm down. You can eat things off the floor. There are limitations. No, there are rules. These are my rules. Can I share with everybody my rules when it comes to eating things off the floor? You can eat a dry item. This is just the House of Smallzy rules. You can eat a dry item that falls on the floor. Doesn't matter how long it's been there. Okay, so if a potato chip, you're munching away, nom, 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 and it falls, it can be there a minute, 2 minutes, whatevs. If it's dry, it's fine. If it's wet, if it's a wet item, forget. Right? If it's got sauce on it, if it's a hot chip with some tomato sauce, you can't be picking that up because that sauce will accumulate the dust. You're allowed to eat things out of the bin.
What?
Yes, go with me. If it's in a packet. So packeted items I allow to be eaten.
Within a time frame?
Nah. Okay, say for example, you got a packet of Ferrero Rochers.
Oh, yep.
This seems oddly specific, this example. It's like I've done it. Say you've got a packet of Ferrero Rochers. Sunday night, you're like, I'm fat. Monday, starting fresh. I'm throwing these out. I'm not going to finish the Ferreros.
What a waste. But anyway.
Yep. If you buckle under the pressure come Monday evening, you're allowed to open the bin and get the packet of Ferrero Rochers out of the bin, as long as there's no wet item on top, all right, because wet forget. You're able to unwrap the Ferrero Rocher and have a nibble.
Okay.
They are my rules.
So if it's in a packet, it passes.
Great. If it's in a packet, it passes. If it's wet, forget.
Wow.
Hey, 13 24 10, do you have any rules for eating food off the floor? No, I'm being serious. No, don't laugh. 13 24 10, are you okay with eating something off the floor? Do you like the sound of my rules? Do you have your own rules for eating food off the floor? If it's in a packet, it passes. If it's wet, forget. Please share yours with the show right now, 13 24 10. Elise is in Dalesford. Welcome to the show. You also are a big consumer of food off the floor, I believe.
Definitely.
Yeah. Why waste it, I say? Why waste it?
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree with the price of food at the moment as well.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
But you got some rules. She's not an animal, everybody. Elise is not an animal. She has some rules. She has a standard. What is your rule when it comes to eating food off the floor?
So my rule is that you can eat anything off the floor except for if the dogs lick it.
Okay. No, I like that rule. I like that. I stand by the if it's wet, forget. You don't care so much.
I agree with that too.
Yeah, okay.
I agree with that too.
But if the dogs
lick it as well.
Can I say, and even over here at Smallzy's house, if the dog has licked it, so what? The dog, you know what? So what? The dog licks my face. What's the worst that's going to happen? Let's give you a double pass to the Mean Girls movie. It's out in cinemas now. Gabby, hi.
Hello, Smallzy. How are you?
I'm great. Welcome to the show. Now, I love the cut of your jib, may I say, because it says here, Gabby has a detailed list of do's and don'ts of when it comes to eating food off the floor, so please share with the class.
No worries. I think there's an additional dimension that you have to consider when you're talking about consumption of food from the floor.
Okay, please inform.
I believe that the porosity of the floor surface has to play a part as well.
So you're talking hard timber floors versus maybe soft pile carpet, right?
Absolutely, and I think that if you've got something like a tile surface that is obviously clean, non-porous, whatever food, even if it might be a little bit wet, you still know that...
So Gabby's suggesting you can break the if it's wet, forget rule if it's landed on a hard, clean surface. But if it's wet and it lands on the carpet, perhaps maybe don't.
Absolutely, because you don't know what's being transferred onto the food by the surface that it has landed onto.
Yeah, this is great. Any other lists any other do's or don'ts you'd like to share with me?
I would say obvious dirt. Keep an eye out for obvious dirt, but I like your plan about the packets. That's a great idea.
If it packets, it passes. Okay, would you eat Ferrero Rochers out of the bin? That's my last question for you, because I did it once and they tasted perfectly fine.
Oh my God, I have done something similar. It is perfectly okay.
Thank you. Ferrero Rochers out of the bin passes.
Smallzy Surgery
is a Nova podcast. For more great shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.